Almost there, and we're on.
All right, all right. Hello, everyone. It is K Biggs, your voice of reason here at UT Lessons. I have with us today my producers as well as our guest speaker, Richard from Tradervue. Excuse me. Today's lesson is going to be the Masterful Guide into Tradervue. Richard, go ahead, take it from here. Tell us a little about yourself, your role.
Hey, Kevin. So thank you so much for the introduction. So a little bit about myself. I have been working for Tradervue for more than 2 years now. I originally started as a customer happiness specialist, listening and dedicating the demands from our users and understanding more what the users wanted, and now gravitated more towards the business development side. And so I'm working with individual users and now also business users as well. I've been trading for more than 4 years now. Specifically find my niche in more swing trading, US equities. And yeah, that's basically a little bit more about me. And fun facts about myself, I really enjoy music. That's usually what I do in my free time. I like reading a lot of books, especially related to self-improvement and more recently towards meditation this year. And so, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
I like it. I like it. All right, all right. No, we appreciate that. We appreciate that. Yeah. So tell us, what exactly is Tradervue, and what do y'all do? How can you help me become a better trader?
Yeah, it's a good question. So Tradervue originally was started as a journaling tool only, but within time, it has increased its potential to not only journaling but also getting insights in terms of your trades. So basically, or in a nutshell, what you do with Tradervue is you import your trades from a CSV file, usually the broker or the platform provides you, and you import it to Tradervue. And Tradervue, what does is actually crunch the numbers for you. And so out of your decision making, basically your trades, you get very insightful information. And this is something we will see during this webinar, like how to get the most out of Tradervue. And so yeah, it's in a nutshell, to kind of give you a summary, Tradervue, it's a journaling, it's a statistics, and it's an analytic tool based on all of your trades.
All right, all right. No, we appreciate that, Richard. Hey, go and walk us through this program. Start me off as though I know nothing about it.
Perfect. So yeah, let's get started. So what we have and I'm hope everybody's seeing my screen. What we have right now here is the Tradervue dashboard. This is what you see as soon as you subscribe. This is basically the screen that you get. And so I decided to create this test account for us to kind of do an overview about what Tradervue is all about. And so yeah, this is the first screen, and we will get back to this. But the first thing that you should do as soon as you get your subscription to Tradervue, it's go here in the top right corner, click on import trades. That's the first thing that you will do. And so after that, you are in the import section. And what you do in the import section is essentially you look for, you will get a screen that it's basically like this. And so it's asking you to select your broker or trading platform. So basically you can get this CSV file either from your broker or your trading platform, or sometimes from both, depending on what broker or trading platform you're using. And so essentially, we support a lot of multiple brokers and platforms as well, as you can see here. In this case, I'm personally using TradeZero for this example. And so once you click your broker trading platform, you will get all the instructions here on the right side. So this is basically how to get your CSV file. And a CSV file, for those of you who do not know, it's basically an Excel file, a specifically type of file that we use in order to import your trades here in Tradervue. And so I've already done that, already got all the information that I need. So you either have two options after that. either you browse or you can also drag and drop, which is exactly what I'm going to do now. I don't know if you guys can see that, but already drag and drop here, Tradervue traits. After that, you can click on upload. And something that I think it's important to mention, there's another way in which you can just copy and paste the data here from the CSV file. There's basically two ways of importing from the CSV file. But the most commonly used and the one that we suggest the most is actually this one, in which just upload the CSV file. So yeah, let's click on upload and see what happens. Oops, my bad here. So you will usually get this message for a couple seconds. Your import is queued from processing. Then you can click on refresh status. And you can see that now traits are starting to appear here. And after a few seconds, depending on the size of the CSV file, you would get a message like this. So your import has completed. 476 traits executions were imported. And so now you have basically traits in Tradervue. And that's already a big step, because once you have your traits in Tradervue, you can now explore different features, and you can see you can do a lot of multiple things. Basically, you have information, your trading information to work with. And so basically, let's go a little bit over this section first. So what we see right now, it's a trade section. As you can see, it's in green here. And what we have here, first of all, it's the filter bar, in which you can basically filter based on specific criteria. Let's say, for example, that I wanted to see only my intraday trades. So I will click here on duration, drop down intraday, and then click filter. So if I do that, you can see that the filter is now turned green. And so that's because it's basically telling us that the filter is on and that we're getting all of the trades that are intraday. And the same I could do for multi-day. Can change to multi-day trades, and it will only get us multi-day. So if we scroll to the bottom, we can also see that it gives you a total amount of trades. Also, we can see, I believe, the total amount of executions and total amount of volume, or like shares traded. And then we have a total amount of P&L. And so if we want to remove the filter, we can just click and clear. So this is the trade section, basically. So this is a filter bar. We have multiple columns. Of course, we have date, symbol, volume, executions, P&L. Then we have if it's shared or not, notes and tags, which we will see in a bit. But first, also, let me show you what we can do here. In the trade section, you can see display mode by charts, could either be large or small. Let's give that a try to see what happens. So here I'm seeing exactly the same information, but I'm seeing execution charts. And so this is really interesting for those traders that are actually like mostly intraday traders who want to see their execution that are like scaling out and would like to see their trade executions in the trade section. You can do that. You can put it small as well if you want to see more trade execution data. But usually I see, in my personal experience, I see most of the users just using this in the table mode. And if they want to see execution charts, or what we call price action charts, they will then go into detail, which we will see in a minute. You can also do the P&L. You can display it by gross or net. You can also download to Excel. So this is interesting, because basically you can download your trades here, but in a different format that like versus what you have uploaded before. So here it's basically a format that Tradervue provides you, and in it basically includes and I'm probably not sharing that right now. I just realized, but basically in the Excel that you download, you will get like multiple different columns that you don't get from the CSV file. And that's for people that want to get a little bit more deeper into their results and kind of crunch numbers in a more customized way. But Tradervue is supposed to do that. It's supposed to do all of that for you, basically. And so we have another option of customized columns. And so basically here, we can see that we can remove the different columns. The only one that we cannot remove is open date. But after that, we can add multiple columns, and you can basically customize this trade section according to what you think is most important to you. So let's say, for example, that for me, it's super important commissions and fees. I can add that. But let's say also that execution count, it's not important for me. Let's say that side, it's important for me because I want to know if my trades are either long or short. Duration could be another one that it's important for me at least. And then you can just click on save changes, and as you can see, the table here, the columns are going to be changed now. And so now I have here a new column, duration. It's basically telling me how much I spent in the, like how much time I spent or how many days I spent in this trade. So you can see there are some of them like minutes, hours, and then some. This one, for example, lasted like 11 days on the TQQQ. But I also have a commission and fees. It's basically telling me all the fees that I have incurred based on my trading, and also gives you like a total at the end of the bottom. And so, yeah, that's basically the trade section. But let's go and see how to get deeper into a trade and see a little bit more of insightful information from a specific trade, a specific trade. So let me look for a good example. Okay. So this one, CGC, I believe it's canopy growth, long side, PNL 150, and duration 10 days. So if we click here, so let me get back, sorry. So CGC, if you want to get deeper into a trade, what you should do is basically click on detail here in the trade section. Once it takes you there, basically you have information, more specific information about this trade and specific. So you have the date, shares traded, which is basically, yeah, that shares traded in that specific trade, or the volume. Close gross PNL, commissions and fees, close net PNL. And so then you have the option to add notes, for example. So this is super important for those who use Tradervue for more journaling purposes. So if I want to explain, for example, and you can kind of come up with information, but if you want to explain how it went with the trade, you can grade the trade. You can put grade equals A or 2 points A. You can put lessons and start writing whatever information you think about the trade. And something that I see in common about professional traders is that each individual professional trader has a systematic way of reviewing their trades. So basically they come up with a system in which they can review their trades, and that even includes notes. So they have like a template that actually provides them with some sort of structure to how to review their trades. And so here, for example, Tradervue has created a personal or proprietary note template, which we can add if we click here. So take a look at this. Basically the setup, you can say wedge pattern. Just to keep it simple, what I did right, scaled in and watch level 2. What I did wrong, scaled out. Where I could improve, getting bigger if I see the opportunity. And trade grade, you can give it a B+, for example. So that's an example of a template or kind of a systematic way in how to review your trades. And this, again, you gotta basically create or come up with your own. Ideally, you will come up with your own way of reviewing your trades based on how you trade, because each trader, it's very different. So like, swing traders are very different than intraday traders and futures traders, and each and every one has like very specific, not needs, but very specific details that they should take into account when reviewing. And so, yeah, that's a good example of the notes or templates. And so initial risk is something that it's created for. So basically, when you're putting an initial risk here, you're basically providing Tradervue or this specific trade with a R value or a risk unit value, basically. So let's say that my initial risk for this was 50 or not 50, maybe 20. then click at save. And so you can see now that I get the gross return in R units and net return in R units as well. You can also share trade, and share trade, it's more for the community purposes. You can also public them in multiple channels or multiple social media. And yeah, basically, if you share your trade here, it's going to appear in community, and that's a section that we're going to cover in a bit as well. So add tags, this is super important and where I found the most value. And again, I have also seen like even in proprietary trading firms, I've also seen that the traders tend to come up with their own way of tagging their trades. But something that I've seen in other proprietary trading firms is that they choose variables that are important for them. For example, I've seen some traders like creating tags like this. I used to do it this way personally. Something that I wanted to see in my personal Tradervue account was if there was some valuable information, or like if I was performing better in some sectors versus others. So I started creating tags for the sector. And so in this case, for example, I believe CGC, it's under healthcare. So I created sector equals healthcare, like an ad. I also remember that I created setup equals wedge or wedge pattern. And so I started creating multiple criteria that then in the tag report, which is a report that we will see in a bit, I started knowing or started getting more insightful information of what things I should be doing more versus what things I should be doing less. And so this is just a very simplistic example. Really, I remember I had like over 8 or 9 different tags that I came up with. But this is just an example for you guys to understand that at the end of the day, everybody should come up with their own systematic or structured way of reviewing their trades. And basically, Tradervue provides you with all the features and kind of the more simple way of doing all of this, which can be a little bit of hard work if you do it on your own based on your CSV or only in Excel. So that is that about notes, tags. Let's scroll down. Then we can see the price action chart. So if we click here, we can then see the daily chart. And so this is basically a daily chart of the trade execution for this specific trade. And so as you can see, I got, for this example, the CGC got involved at 34, and then I started scaling out as it was trading higher. So basically the green diamonds are, and here you can see it, they equal buys, and then the red diamonds equal sells. So that's me getting involved for a swing trade, scaling out on the way up. You can see this information in multiple time frames. You can see it by 1 hour, for example. Here's a better look in 1 hour. And you can also see it in more like lower time frames than that. 1 minute, 2 minutes, you name it. You can also add studies, which are basically indicators. If I wanted to add, for example, Bollinger Bands. No, let's actually add simple moving average a 20. You can add up to 2 indicators. We're looking to improve this and actually be able to add more. But originally only 2 indicators to try to keep it as clean as possible. So we can add, for example, 2 simple moving averages. And there you go. Of course, this is a moving average in a 2 minute, but we can also see it in a daily as well. And so, and you can add more charts. You can add up to 4 charts, I believe. You can see it in different sizes. You can see it in large, small, and basically you can set up this to be your default in settings, which we will take a look in a bit. So if you scroll down, what you can see is a little bit more detailed execution information about your trades. For example, here you can see that I got involved with 32 shares, scaled out in pieces of 4, which I believe was like 1/8 of the original size, which is usually how I trade. And yeah, and you can see price, position, like how much you had left when you were selling, commission and fees for each execution individually. You can click in view in chart. And so what happens when you click in view in chart is that you get this highlighted in yellow. But if you go to the daily chart or whatever the execution chart might be, whatever the time frame, you can see that now it's in yellow. That basically means that it's signaling the one that it's highlighted below. So that's, for example, if you wanted to see, like, hey, I wanted to see what was my last execution. You can click there, zoom in here, and yeah, basically you can see that highlighted execution there. And so let me see what more we can do. If we click on advanced, we can add a new execution here. Like if I wanted to modify, like add a buy or sell, you can download this information as a CSV file. You can manually split, or you can also delete the trade. Here is the link for a printer-friendly page for those of you that like to review more in paper. And yeah, then below we have information such as position MFE and price MFE and price MAE and position MAE. This one doesn't have price MAE because it started working right away, if I remember correctly, and we can see it on the chart. So for those of you that do not know, it's MFE basically means maximum favorable excursion, and MAE basically means maximum adverse excursion. And that's something that we will take a look in a bit in the advanced charts. I will explain a little bit more about that. But basically, in a nutshell, it tells you either in terms of position or price, how much it's going in your favor, what was the max that it went in your favor, and what was the max that it went against you. So with that being said, that's basically this is basically viewing a trade, a specific trade deeper. But let's go to another section. So the dashboard, which is the original section that we started from. Now that I have imported the trades, we can see more information here in that. So as you can see here, so usually this will be like I believe a 7-day, or let me see, like like a 6-7 day worth of your last trades. But the thing is that the CSV trade that CSV file that I imported was from 2021 mostly. And so if you were like exporting your trade, like if you were trading recently and exporting and importing your trades of trades that were done in December, then you will have like P&L information here. And we will take a look at we will take a look in the calendar section more about this, and you guys will see what I mean. So for the net cumulative P&L last 30 trading days, you can see that for the last 30 trading days, this trader has been in a drawdown. And we will take a better look on how to see the drawdowns. You can see here cumulative drawdown last 30 days. And then you have statistics, winning trades rate, winning losing ratio, average trade gain loss, and largest gain, largest loss. And this is like very, I'll say, very commonly accepted statistics for all traders, right? Everybody wants to know their winning trading rate, winning or losing ratio, which is basically your risk reward or your profit factor. And then you want to know your average trade gain loss, your largest gain, your largest loss. So this is something that by looking at it, looks really good. So take a look for this specific trader. The largest gain is 231 with 35 cents, but the largest loss is 49 with 41. So even though the winning rate is super low, you can see that this trader is actually when like his largest gain, it's actually bigger than its largest loss. But basically because of his most recent drawdown, he has an average trade gain loss of only $2.44, which is very low. But yeah, we will see more details. We will see more information about this and how to get deeper into how a trader is performing using Tradervue. And this is examples on purposes so we can have a deeper look into it moving forward. And so here in the dashboard, if we scroll down, we have advanced reports. And this is something that this is a feature that it's very customizable, if you will. And I've seen then some traders specifically that are looking for something specifically tend to use this report or this feature. But we will take a look at this at the end because it usually takes a little bit of time, and I'll explain the quick reports that I like the best in advanced reports. Of course, this is a feature that we invite you to explore, to take a look at and try to understand. It's basically what you can do in advanced report, it's determine your X axis and your Y axis, and you have a lot of information or a lot of data based on your CSV that you imported. You can see, for example, one that I really like, just to give you a quick example, it's I believe was, yeah, P&L by trade duration. This is a quick report that that is provided by the advanced report. And so basically you can see all this. Let me see if I can, I think that's better. So this is basically telling you, here we have trade durations, but we also have P&L here. And this is basically telling us in a nutshell that most of the time, this trader is holding its winners, as you can see, like their winners are, he's holding winners for 4, 6, 8, 10, even up to, well, there's an outlier here, like 32 days. But as you can see, this chart basically is telling us the big winners, which are the big green balls here, the green points, are actually held for longer. And the losing trades are held for very short term times, 1, 2, or 1.5 days, or sometimes 2 days or something like that. But after that, you can see that this trader is not holding on this, it's not holding on to losers basically. And so that's basically a quick example of a quick advanced report that we can use. And for this, you can see that it's the X axis, and it's using duration, and then you have Y axis P&L, but you can change that and do multiple things with it based on your needs and what you're looking for exactly. So after this dashboard section, something I wanted to talk about was the calendar. Let's go to the calendar. So the calendar you can also find in another report section, but we decided to create a shortcut basically here on the navigation bar. It's because our calendar is one of the features that our traders use the most. So what can we see in the calendar? In the calendar, we can see multiple years. And those, as you can see, each month has like either gray boxes or green boxes or red boxes. And so the red box is basically losing days, or days in which you realize a negative P&L. And then the green ones are the ones in which you realize a positive P&L. And so, and of course, the gray one is basically you did nothing or you did not realize any P&L. That does not mean that you do not have any trade open. And so, yeah, but if you wanted to take a look at, for example, a month like deeper, you can always click in February, for example. And if you click here, what you can see is your P&L, the P&L realized for that day. For example, on Tuesday, the 2nd February, there was $51 with 61 cents realized and 4 trades. Also, we have like a blue box, forgot to mention about this, but this is when you open a trade but do not realize or do not like sell any of your position or scale out or close a position. But basically, this is how you can take a look at your performance day by day. If you wanted to take a deeper look at this, you can see year, month, day, which can tells you like performance by year. Can also tell you performance by month here, 2020, 2021, 2022. And then also you have a performance by month, which basically it's day by day. Performance by day of the month, I'm sorry. And so this information here, it's basically trade distribution by month. So basically that means the amount of samples of the amount of trades done in a month. So for example, February was a very active month for this trader. So you can see 43 trades were made during that period of time. You can also have the same trade distribution but by the year. For example, 2021, 138 trades, and then 2022, 108 trades. And this is information you can also get from the trade section as well. If you filter by a year specifically, you can scroll down as we saw at the beginning and see the amount of trades. But without getting too much into another topic, let's get now to the journal section. Okay, so in the journal section, you can see a day by day performance based on your trades. And some of them, like you can see the time, the symbol, volume of shares traded, executions or amount of executions, P&L. You can see if this is shared or not, the notes, and the tags of this trades, of course. But something to take into account is that you can add notes specifically for this day. So here you're not adding a note for the trade, you're basically adding a note for this specific day. And so let me see if I can get a better example. Well, okay, let me actually use this one. So here, for example, and let me explain a little bit about this. So what we, each and every day, if you're an intraday trader, you're more likely to see this. And this is basically and you can see all intraday trades. It's basically a 5-minute running P&L chart. And this is basically telling you how it how your P&L fluctuated throughout the day. And some people are able to get valuable insight from this because some people can see here that their P&L tends not to do that well during the afternoon sessions, which means after 2, or during the midday session, which is after 11, after morning session ends. And so this is a very graphic, very visual way of seeing the performance, basically. And this can be really value and insightful for a lot of traders. If you don't see it, it's because you're probably trading swing trades. You're doing multi-day trades, basically. So in that case, it does not provide you with much of a value if you're like, you cannot get a daily all intraday trade chart if you're trading multi-day trades, basically. And in this CSV file that I imported, I included both intraday trades and also swing trades. And so something I wanted to mention that I was about to mention before is the fact that you can add notes to a specific day. And here you can also come up with another type of criteria. Yeah, basically you can come with your own criteria. You can grade for the day, lessons or overall lessons, and what's in play for tomorrow. You can come up with your own notes based on your specific type of trading or your niche, or if you're an intraday trader, or if you're a swing trader. And yeah, and kind of that is the idea. The idea is for you to have all the features you need in order to make reviewing and preparing as simple as possible using Tradervue. So here, for example, we have 2 trades and we can see the P&L, we can see the amount of executions, the volume, and this is super valuable again. And yeah, that's basically the journal section. It's good to review it at the end of the day. And after that, where most of the valuable information is in the report section. And so the report section is a section that has a lot on it, and I'll probably not cover all of it. And I'll do my best to try. But at the end of the day, here's where I personally get, and I've seen other traders getting the most value of Tradervue in the report section, because once you import your CSV trades, you can basically get all the information you need. Not all the information you need, but you can get right away to the report section and start seeing more insightful information from the trades you just imported. So overview, basically the report section has a lot of tabs, and we will take a look at them. And so in a nutshell, this is the overview tab, in which we can see here, you can also get to the calendar, which is the same section here, or the year, month, day performance, which we already saw. But also you can sort your trades by last 60 trading days and last 90 days. So as you can see, even though this trader might be in a drawdown right now, he did pretty well during 2021. As you can see, had an exponential growth, and then being slowly giving it some of it back. But we can even see even more because we're only seeing 90 trading days, right? But we can see more, and we will see how to do that in a bit. You can see here the gross daily P&L. You can see like each individual day how it performed, each individual trading day how it performed. As you can see, most of it's when he was doing well, he was actually putting more size, and when he was not doing that well, he was not putting that much size. You can see that when it's green, or when it's like positive in terms of P&L, it's not it's not the same amount of size, or not trading the same style it used to. So you also have daily volume, and this is based on the amount of shares traded, both buys and sell. And yeah, you also have the win percentage for a specific day. You can see your win percentage for a specific day. And in every report, this is something really important. If in any report section, you always at the bottom get something like this. And if you click here real quick, you will get to a section which explains more in detail each and everything that you're seeing in that specific section or tab. This is probably something that I will repeat in the end, but you can always reach out to us at support@tradervue.com as well by clicking here and the help button, or just texting us or not texting us, but sending us an email at support@tradervue.com. Here you can also find a lot of valuable information on how to use the tool. But let's continue with the report section. So already saw the overview. So detail. This is also a very, very valuable section or tab inside of the section, from which we can get some valuable information. So here you can get information such as total gain loss, average daily gain loss, average daily volume. So I'll tell you my personal favorite when it comes to the statistics. So when I come to statistics, and when I share or somebody shares their Tradervue information with me, what I usually like to see is, of course, total gain loss, but also I want to see average winning trade, average losing trade, number of winning trades, number of losing trades, total number of trades, because that gives you need a certain amount of trades to have like a valuable sample size, if you will. Then I like to look at the total of commissions, average position MFE, average position MAE, of course the profit factor, and where is the number of winning trades includes the winning percentage and the losing percentage, and largest gain and largest loss. So those are kind of the statistics that I like to see. Something that I also see, but for more information of what type of trading I'm looking at, it's the average hold time. Like over there we can see, like for example, you can see that this trader, as we mentioned before, is it's holding its winner longer, 4 days. Its average hold time for the winning trades, and average hold time for the losing trades is 13 hours, which in some type of trading or some specific types of trading is a valuable thing to do. Again, we have a help section here, which you can click and tell you more information about each and every individual statistic here. And again, the help section is here. But if we scroll down, we have like, you can call it a subsection, if you will. We have date times, price, volume, instrument, market behavior, win-loss expectations, liquidity. And so I'm just going to get into the ones that I think are, for a matter of time, just I'm trying to get to the most important ones. So take a look at this one, performance by day of the week. So over here, based on the trades that you have imported, you can basically see that the trader usually do really well Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday being the better day. But on Thursdays, for some reason, this trade is actually not performing well. And so that could be for multiple reasons, of course, but this is something that could provide you, like, this is some insightful information. You can say, okay, maybe it's because on Wednesday, for whatever reason, I'm actually not getting enough sleep, or maybe I'm just not focused on Thursdays because I have something to do related to my part-time job, whatever the case might be. But this is something that could be kind of like a red flag, if you will. Not a red flag, but something to take a look at. Something that a trader could do to kind of improve in this type of scenario. It's actually trade lower size, could be. Maybe try to identify or pinpoint the reason why and try to eliminate the reason, or could also not trade at all. I've seen some traders that just know that Fridays are not good days for them and they do not trade at all. And historically speaking, they just not perform well. Either they break even on Fridays, or they just give most of the week back or something like that. You know, that depends on each individual trader, but this is some very insightful information that otherwise from your CSV file, you will not be able to see it, basically. You can get similar information, but in this time performance by hour of the day. So here you can see the y-axis, you can see different hours, and then you can see a P&L, of course. And so here you can see that this trader is actually making most of its trade during the morning session, during 9 specifically. And we can go a little bit even deeper into it. We can see like, basically this trader, like what I can see here is basically the trader is making most of its money during the morning session, or not the morning session, but the discovery price session, which is like the first 30 minutes. And yeah, that's really valuable information, because if you see that you have like enough sample size to see that you're not making any money during the afternoon, that's something that you can maybe just eliminate from your trading. And trading can sometimes be a lot of yeah, it's actually like a lot about getting rid of what you're not doing right and adding more to your winners, basically, or doing more of what you know you're good at. And that's something that Tradervue helps you to identify a lot. And so performance by month of the year, you can see the same thing, but in terms of month. This basically just tells you performance by month. Doesn't necessarily tells you something that it's essential. You can see also performance by duration, something really interesting. This trader is actually not making much money during doing intraday trading. He's making most of its money doing multi-day trading. So this trader should probably avoid doing intraday trades and doing more of multi-day trades. And you can see the opposite. Maybe if you import your CSV file, you can see the opposite of it. And you know, that could be really insightful as well. Performance by duration, you can see this works more for intraday traders. But as you can see, the trader that when he holds intraday, he's not making much money, but 4 hours and over, which does not include the multi-day, but it's here, it's actually making money. So this trader should be doing more of swing trades and less of intraday trades. And so, yeah, I mean, we can see more information, performance by price. We can see in which like amount of like in what stock, like what stocks, for example, this trader is actually doing well on lower price stocks. lower than 50, over like 50, like stocks that are priced over 50 does not tend to do well. Here could be an exception between 10 and 20 for some reason. But you can see that this trade is actually doing really well between 5 and 10 and 20 and 50. So if we scroll down, we can also see that this trader tends to do really well when he is trading a volume of between 20 and 50, no, sorry, 20 and 500 shares. And then you have also performance by intraday price range. What else we can see? Instrument. This is actually also really interesting here. So here you can see the performance by symbol top 20. So basically you can see your top 20 trades, but you can also see your bottom 20, which is your worst 20 trades. And something that I invite you to do or to explore, or kind of like an exercise, if you guys want, is to review your at least your first 10 trades and your last 10 trades. That doesn't have to be 40 trades, because reviewing 40 trades is kind of like a homework. But if you review at least your top 10 and bottom 10, then that can give you a lot of valuable information of maybe what's working and what is working, what is not working as well. And something that I liked a lot, that I see right away in this trader, is the fact that if you compare his biggest winner compared to its biggest losing trade, actually it is about 4 or 5 times, like the biggest winner is about 4 or 5 times bigger than the losing trade. So that's pretty positive information. And you know, that's something that you hear in the trading communities, that you want to make the most out of your winning trades and you want to cut your losses short, right? So if we scroll down performance by instrument volume, you can see that this trader tends to do really well in liquid stocks, like trades or stocks that, or trades that basically in stocks that traded like more than 2.5 million for that day, they tend to do really well in terms of performance. So basically, this trader should be focusing a lot on liquidity, and seeing really good volume before getting involved. So if we scroll lower, you can see more information metrics, performance by instrument relative volume, performance by instrument prior day relative, performance by instrument movement, performance by instrument opening gap. So for example, here's a good one. If like this trader it's basically performing well on stocks that have an opening gap more than 2%. So if he sees something that is gapping more than 2%, then that's something that he usually does really well in. And so yeah, if you scroll down, you have more information about which I will take us for kind of forever because we have a lot of features and a lot of statistics that we looked into. I'm just trying to cover the ones that I think are the most important. And the last section the subsection here that I want to take a look at is win-loss expectation. So here we can have a cumulative P&L. This is the P&L curve since the first trade until the last trade. So as you can see, this trader was performing really well during 2021. And after, yeah, after half, I'll say, or well, after 2021 started, no, after half of 2021, until the date, he started giving a little bit back. But as you can see, he has not given it all back, which is actually a good thing to see. Like this trader probably was smart enough to like lower size, and due to market conditions, like try to stay in the game, try to try new setups, try to adapt. And this is usually how it looks. You know, you have to kind of pay your market tuition in order to find new setups and adapt to different market conditions. And so, yeah, you also have a chart of cumulative drawdown, which is very similar to what you have here. Then you have trade expectation, and then you have win-loss ratio. Then you have your gains compared to your losses, and this is a section that's very popular amongst our users. So with that being said, let's move into, due to time, I'm going to try to keep it short. Something that I don't want to take the drawdown section. The drawdown section is a section that we added recently. And it's basically telling you more information about your drawdown information, and basically tells you information such as average drawdown, average number of days in drawdown, average trades in drawdown, biggest drawdown, number of days in drawdown. You can see your drawdowns like performance by day of the week. Of course, only drawdowns, so it's never going to be positive. And you can see a moving average based on your P&L moving on your curve, basically. Tag breakdown. Okay, so this is something that I don't want to miss at all. So here, basically, and I wish I had more examples for this. Let me try and get put some more examples here. I'm just gonna add some random trades just for the sake of examples. And what I'm doing right now, it's a bulk editing my trades. So you can like select, like click on this checkbox and do an action, like collective action to all of these trades. In this case, what I want to do is add a tag. Let's add setup equals view up bounce, let's call it. So I'm just gonna add a couple more trades just for the sake of the example. And it's setup. That's setup which. So the importance of tagging your trades is the fact that when you tag your trades, you're not just only journaling, but you can also take a look here later on the tag breakdown on what is specific, like based on your tag, on what specific criteria you're doing well versus what you're not doing well. And that's the reason why I suggest, and I always like people that want to learn how to use the tool, I always suggest them to come up with a criteria, come up with a system that you can actually use for your tag breakdown report. For example, here, what I have here, it's basically I'm telling setup. I have the setup that it's the wedge setup, and then I have the view up bounce setup. So let's say that this is just an example, but let's say that we had like more sample size, like more than 30 is usually a good number. But for example, here my setup, my wedge setup's actually working really well. Of course, I only have like 10 samples, but let's say that it's 30 just for the sake of the example. Here you can see that it's the wedge pattern, it's actually performing better than the view up bounce. And so maybe this is a setup that I just don't want to do anymore. Maybe I should not be trading this setup anymore. It could be for multiple reasons. It could be that this is not just your setup or that goes with your personality. It could also be that the market conditions have changed. So that's the importance of actually tracking multiple setups using the tag breakdown. But you can track more than setups. You can track whatever you want. I have seen traders tracking things such as float. I've seen traders tracking things such as market cap. I've seen traders tracking things related to simple moving averages. A lot, you can come up with whatever the criteria you want. And based on that, you can create your own tag breakdown, which can provide you with the specific information you're looking for from your trades. So that's the reason why I think tag breakdown for me personally, one of the most important aspects. One thing that they implement a lot, or that they encourage a lot in the proprietary trading space, is actually to come up with your journaling, with your way of journaling, but also having like a way of already identified what your niche is and what is the type of trading you should be doing. And this is something that you can do using the tag breakdown. You guys probably know firms such as SMB, 7 Points Capital, most of those professional traders use Tradervue. And so they use this feature a lot. And that's something that I think is really valuable. Of course, you can get more information here in the tag reports help. So I would definitely like to get more into the advanced section, but I think we're running a little bit out of time. But I'll tell you what, guys, you can always reach out to us at support@tradervue.com. I'll be I'm actually supposed to be in the next few weeks taking care of the support desk. So you can like whatever question you have out of this webinar, or if you want to know more about the advanced, I can record a very a quick overview of the advanced section specifically and send it to you guys over. You just have to request it at support@tradervue.com. You can also write to us throughout here. And yeah,
Oh wow, so y'all have
Yep.
instant answers to some of these questions. And so as far as some of the terminology goes on some of these the breakdowns to some of these reports, we can ask here and y'all will definitely be able to answer us, right?
Yeah, you can always, like here, for example, if you have a question, you can put your name, your subject, and you can basically reach out with whatever question you have at the advanced section. Something that
Awesome.
I could do is just record an overall look about the advanced section and maybe send you a, what's it called, a Loom link for the UT community, and you can share it over there and you guys can have
Absolutely.
more access to the advanced. I wish I had more time to do that.
No,
But I did.
that's quite all right. I can go and ask you about some of the costs of these plans. Can you kind of explain the differences in these packages?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna log out for that. And so if this is the main, like the home screen for Tradervue, if you click here on pricing, you can see that we have the basic that has only up to 30 trades per month and has very basic features. It's only meant for you to have a taste of what Tradervue is all about. But then you have the silver, which provides you with unlimited trades per month, enhanced journaling, advanced reporting, sharing. It accepts or supports stocks, options, futures, forex. And with the one that I was using that has everything was the gold. And basically the silver is for 29 a month and the gold is for 49 a month. And if you want to know more information about what difference they are, is you can go here and take a look at it yourself. We have a 7-day free trial available. And so, yeah, I mean, all of the traders who are taking their trade, who want to take their trade seriously to the next level, are usually using either the silver or the gold. Most of the prop firms that work with us only provide gold packages to their traders. And the reason it's because there's no limitations in terms of features, and you can like you can go very deep into your trading and get the most out of it and very insightful information.
All right. We really, really appreciate you being here. And, in case our audience isn't aware, we have partnered with Tradervue. They've given a lot of our members exclusive discounts. The members in the United Traders community, we actually receive an exclusive discount using the link that we'll actually provide in the various chats. The landing page is behind the sign up screen. So make sure you sign up first if you haven't already. If you have already have a subscription, you will see a message to contact Tradervue. Please contact them so that they can apply the discount to your existing Tradervue account. This is a permanent discount, 10% off for the lifetime of the user. Richard, we really, really appreciate you being here with us today to explain all of this. I'm definitely sold on this. I'm going to be signing up today, right after we get off of this. So, I really appreciate you diving in and explaining all the ins and outs of this program for us. And I hope that we're going to be able to apply this to our own methods of training, within our own community, and hopefully come out on top, come out a better trader from what y'all give us.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank United Trades for having me here. It's been a pleasure. And let's see if we can do more about this. Maybe in the future, we can do more about specifically some features and some insightful information about Tradervue.
All right. We appreciate it, Richard. Hey, until next time, everybody, thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate y'all. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow us. Until next time, guys, Richard, y'all have a good one.
Thank you.